In 1992, a scientist was studying the venom of a slow desert lizard. By pure accident, he had stumbled onto the biggest shift in weight loss medicine in 100 years. Ozempic, Wegovy, Zepbound. You know the names, but almost nobody can tell you what these drugs actually do once they're inside you. And it's stranger than you think. So here's the short version. These drugs don't burn fat. They work by talking, sending a message your body already knows how to send, just louder and for much longer. GLP-1 is a hormone your gut makes on its own. Every time you eat, cells lining your intestine release it, a tiny chemical text message that travels toward your brain. But here's the problem your body has. Natural GLP-1 is fragile. An enzyme in your blood chops it up in about 2 minutes. The message barely gets out before it's deleted, which is exactly why the lizard mattered. That desert venom contained a molecule almost identical to human GLP-1, but built to survive. Scientists copied its design, and the modern drugs were born. Same message, but one that lasts for days instead of minutes. Once it's in your bloodstream and built to last, this molecule heads for the one place that controls hunger like a thermostat, your brain. Deep in your brain sits the hypothalamus, a cluster the size of an almond that acts as your appetite thermostat. It's constantly weighing one question: do we need more fuel or not? Inside that control room, 2 teams fight all day. One team screams, "Eat now." Those are your hunger neurons. The other says, "We're good, stop," the fullness neurons. Whoever's louder wins. This is where the drug does its most important work. It turns the fullness team's volume up and turns the hunger team down. Same brain, same wiring, just a new balance. Suddenly, I'm satisfied arrives sooner and stays longer. It also lights up a second spot lower down, the brainstem, where your body registers a full stomach. The drug triggers that I've had enough feeling even before a big meal would normally cause it. And, back down in the gut, it does one more thing. It slows how fast your stomach empties. Food lingers, so fullness lasts. That's why people say a small plate suddenly feels like plenty. But here's the part most people miss. The part that makes these drugs feel almost eerie. They don't just touch hunger, they reach into your reward system. The dopamine circuit that makes junk food feel irresistible. There's a phrase people on these drugs keep repeating. The food noise went quiet. That constant background chatter, thinking about the snack in the cupboard, the fries you didn't order. For many people, it just turns down. Why? Because the same reward circuit that spikes when you crave something is being gently dialed back. Cravings that used to shout now whisper. It's not willpower, it's chemistry, changing how loud the wanting feels. Of course, it's not all upside. Because these drugs slow digestion, the most common side effects are nausea and feeling full a little too fast. For most people, that fades as the dose rises slowly. For a few, it's a deal breaker. There's a subtler catch. When you lose weight quickly, some of it is muscle, not just fat. That's why doctors now push 2 things alongside the drug: plenty of protein and strength training to keep the weight you lose the right kind. So who is this actually for? It was built for type 2 diabetes and for higher weight patients facing real health risks, not for dropping 5 vanity pounds. The bigger the medical need, the clearer the benefit. And here's what surprised even the scientists. In large trials, these drugs cut the risk of heart attacks and strokes and helped protect the kidneys, benefits that seem to reach well beyond weight alone. Then came the strangest reports of all. People said they'd lost interest in alcohol, in smoking, even in compulsive shopping. If all our cravings really share one dial, these drugs may have found it. There's just one very real barrier: cost. Brand name versions can run over $1,000 a month, and insurance often won't cover weight loss alone. Which is why access, not science, is now the hardest part. So step back. These drugs never grabbed a single fat cell. They amplified one signal your body always tried to send: we have enough, across your gut, brainstem, and reward system. It's not magic, and it's not free. The effects generally last only while you take it, and it belongs in the hands of a doctor. But as science, it's a beautiful piece of engineering. And the results explain the hype. In trials, Semaglutide helped people lose about 15% of their body weight, Zepbound closer to 20%. For a drug that just changes a conversation inside your body, that's staggering. In just a few years, this single molecule has rewritten how the world treats weight and metabolism. And doctors say we are only at the beginning. What started as lizard venom is quietly reshaping medicine itself. All of it. Every prescription, every headline, traces back to a venomous lizard sitting in the desert sun, holding a secret in its spit that took us 30 years to understand. If your brain just lit up the way these neurons do, subscribe. Next episode, we're answering the question everyone asks next. What actually happens when you stop taking them? See you there.